Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Empower Multimedia, and today we're going to be talking about the 7 best side hustles. Number 1, YouTuber. YouTube is one of the largest platforms on the market right now, and YouTube has been going strong for nearly 2 decades now. It has become a primary source of income for numerous content creators on the platform, or at the very least, supplemental income for some of the creators. So for the pros and cons, let's get into the pros. So the pros of YouTube is it's already established platform of billions of users. The potential of virality is definitely there, right? And it's a great potential for passive income. Now, you don't necessarily have to put your face on YouTube videos that you do. There are plenty of YouTubers that have, done more than well for themselves on the platform, and they don't even show their face. So some of the people that are kind of, worried about that, you don't necessarily have to do that. There's definitely different avenues to doing YouTube. Some of the cons is cost. Now, you can do YouTube with just your cell phone. However, as time goes on, you do want to reinvest into your business operation if you want to take YouTube as a business, and invest in things like a quality mic, a quality camera if you do show your face or you do take recordings of stuff, or just like quality software in general. Now, the way to monetize YouTube, there's several different ways. Now, for YouTube ads, you do typically need at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time per year. Now, in terms of YouTube ads, there's different ways to get money from them. Either people watch the ads, people click on the ads. There's different ways to kind of customize them. But YouTube ads is definitely a great way to generate income, especially passive income on YouTube. The next one is affiliate marketing, which is essentially you either referring or acting as a funnel for a particular product or service. And if people either click, but most likely have to buy that product or service, you'll get a small commission, and it would be no added cost to the customers, aka your audience. Another one is generating traffic towards another source of income for yourself, whether that be an ebook, a course, consulting services, things like that. And then lastly is kind of sending them also to maybe like your Patreon or even YouTube subscription if you want. So there's several different ways of making money on YouTube. You don't need to specifically rely on YouTube ads and quite frankly, if I were you, I would most likely diversify my income. So key points, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes quality and consistency. Number 2, influencer marketing. Now, influencer marketing is one of the most popular ways of marketing and being side hustles. Getting micro or macro influencers, basically micro is anyone from 1,000 to 50,000 in my book, and macro is anyone from 50,000 or more in terms of following. And your goal is to kind of try to get those type of individuals with a quality following to talk about your brand or another company's brand. Businesses love getting individuals with a type of following to talk about their product or service because it adds as a multiplier effect. Now, you see the most types of influencers on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and other different social platforms, right? Now, pros for being an influencer. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and so on and so forth, other social platforms are very prominent platforms. The potential for virality is definitely there, especially for TikTok. TikTok, you can go viral doing really anything. It really just depends. Another good thing about being an influencer marketer is you don't necessarily need 50,000 followers to be considered an influencer. You could be an influencer for really 3,000 followers as long as it's quality people, quality followers, and you're in a very niche market, right? So another good pro of it is influencer marketing typically should not cost you any money at all unless you, spend some money on advertising. But you can do influencer marketing without any money to invest into it. Some of the cons is, once again, this is going to be a recurring theme. It does not happen overnight. And also, brands may be difficult to work with. Now, ways to monetize: brand sponsorships, where you get brands, you reach out to brands or they reach out to you, kind of formulate a deal and you talk about their product or service. Another great way is affiliate marketing, which I mentioned earlier. Another great way is to drive traffic towards a course or ebook, consulting services, anything like that. So a combination of doing all of this can definitely drive you at least $1,000 in a weekend as you grow and become a more prominent influencer. Number 3, affiliate marketing. So to understand affiliate marketing a little bit more, let's use an example. Let's say you're in an affiliate partnership with eBay. They're trying to sell these new AirPod Pros, and they're selling the AirPod Pros for about like $300. So you as an affiliate must recommend these AirPod Pros to people, usually your fan base. And whoever clicks on your link, your customized link, which tracks people so they know that people came from your link. If people purchase it, they get the AirPod Pros for $300, no additional cost to them, but you get a small commission because you basically generated the sale. It works like that. So some of the pros is for affiliate marketing, you can generate significant income because you can have multiple affiliate links working for you at one time. You can put the links almost anywhere, right? And they're also tracked. So there's not really, there's not going to be really any confusion of like, am I getting my money? Because the companies will track it. Now, some of the cons is it's going to be very difficult to do well in affiliate marketing if you don't have a fan base. So you would have to kind of generate a fan base if you don't have one, or expand your fan base in order to kind of generate the audience for affiliate marketing. So ways to monetize, of course, use your affiliate link. And then to kind of sum this up, some of the key points could be a great side hustle for you, but you do have to have a fan base already created. Number 4, consulting. Consulting might be one of the best side hustles to start. You can consult about literally anything, from marketing to SEO to sales to business management to mental health to life to construction. You could consult on almost anything. The only hurdle is showing legitimacy and proving that you are an expert. Now, once you start proving that you're an expert, you just have to brand yourself and kind of be that go-to person for whatever you do. Now, you can, there's a lot of different ways you can kind of set up your consulting business. You can make it very simple where people just call you, you send them a PayPal link, and they pay you. You can kind of use a scheduler. Personally, I use Calendly. I can show you links to Calendly. There's another one called ACUITY scheduling, which works pretty well too. And you can kind of like integrate PayPal with the time sets people want to book with you, and you can make sure that you have a specific rate for each hour per se. So that could be very handy. So there's different ways of going about it, but you don't have to use the scheduling services, because the free services, there's no integration. But if you do want to pay like the $10 or $15 or $20 a month that they charge, then you can do that. But you can definitely do consulting, and it can be a great source of passive income. Now, for some of the pros and cons of consulting, the pros is you can generate significant income because basically you can price yourself. Like, no one's stopping you from pricing yourself at $1,000 an hour or $10 an hour. So you make your market, but you do want to be competitive with the other people in your niche. Now, in terms of some of the cons, like I mentioned before, you kind of have to show that you're credible, and that may not be that difficult to do, but you do still have to show credibility. Like, typically you're not going to get that right off the bat unless you are already verifiable. But other than that, there's not really that much cons in terms of consulting. So be verified, make sure you have your documents, your legal documents set. And other than that, the key points to kind of sum this up is you can just start definitely with no money and make this a great side hustle or even a full-time business. So it's really up to you. Now, number 5, creating a blog. Creating a blog can be an excellent source of income. It doesn't matter the niche. You can do something that you're passionate about. You can make a blog about hair care. You can make a blog about marketing, SEO, consulting, social media. It really doesn't matter. Now, some of the pros and cons of a blog. The pros are you can monetize in a lot of different ways. And some of the ways are basically mentioned prior in the video. There's definitely some virality to it if your blog post does go viral. And then it's a great source of potential passive income. Now, some of the cons, unlike the other ones I mentioned prior, For a blog, it definitely is going to cost a little bit of money up front because one, you have to pay for your domain, hosting, and for your domain/hosting, you can use different services like Bluehost or WordPress engine. It really doesn't matter. Those are the ones that I've had experience with and they work great. I'll have the link in the description if you do want to purchase them, but there are other ones that work just as well. Now, some of the ways you can monetize your blog is through Google Ads, putting ads actually in the blog while people are scrolling. Now, the con of that is it can get a little bit messy if you overdo it. Some people don't even want to put ads on the blog because they don't want to make their blog filled with ads, and it kind of derails the purpose of the blogs after a point. But if you have one or two here or there, that definitely can be a nice source of passive income. Affiliate marketing, driving traffic to courses, ebooks, other services are a great way. Now, the key point about blogs are it's not going to happen overnight like any other of these sources of incomes. It's going to take quality and consistency. I have a couple of ebooks down below that you can learn about being a better blogger or how turning the blog into a source of income. So check the link in the description and you can see if you're up for that. And there's also going to be a link about affiliate marketing if you want to learn a little bit more in depth about how to do that. Now, in terms of blogging itself, if you don't want to create your blog yourself, even though I highly recommend it, there's a lot of different videos on YouTube which shows you step by step. You can go on sites like Fiverr and just outsource it and pay someone $100, $200, $300, maybe a little bit more, and they make it for you. It's that simple. So that ends up blogging. Number 6, courses. Courses are similar to ebooks in the way that they're an excellent way to generate passive income because you make it once and it just stays there, right? So similar to ebooks, for a course, you're going to have some specialty or skill set that you're able to teach someone. And if you can bring them tremendous value, then they're going to be happy to buy your course and even refer your course or ebook, right? So in terms of courses, you can sell your courses on different platforms like Udemy. You can sell your courses on platforms like Thinkific. There's other ones out there. You really just pick the ones that you think is the best. Those are some of the ones that I'm familiar with, and I've bought courses off of Udemy before. They're typically very cheap. If you want to learn about Udemy and how to use it, there's going to be a link in the description about an ebook that will teach you about it. So some of the pros and cons of a course are, one, it's great for passive income, right? And courses are typically pretty expensive depending on how you go about it. I've seen some courses range from as cheap as $10 on Udemy, and as much as like $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, maybe even more. The real estate courses are typically the ones that are more expensive from what I've seen, but they can get pretty hefty, which means you don't need that many sales to make a lot of money. But in terms of pros, great source of income. Some of the cons, typically you're gonna have to spend a lot of time creating a course, and you're probably gonna have to pay someone to edit it unless you have those skill sets yourself. In terms of another cost, you're gonna have to typically pay the platform that you hosted on to host your course, right? So that's another cost. And then you're gonna have to pay for advertising, clearly, unless you already have a sufficient fan base, but you still might want to advertise your course just to really make it have a chance to be successful. So key points, once again, it's not going to happen overnight, and it's going to take some quality time for you to get an audience in order for you to sell the course, and you're going to have to really build up the trust to sell a course. Now 7, last but not least, it's a notary signing agent. Now, notary signing agent is a great way for you to create a source of income. It's basically a notary, and in order for you to be a notary signing agent, you must be a notary. So a notary is a prerequisite of a notary signing agent. And once you're a signing agent, you can set appointments or kind of try to book appointments to specialize in loan documents for real estate. And you can earn up to $150 to $200 per appointment for notarizing loan documents, right? So that's how, if you can do maybe 4 or 5 of them in a weekend, which may not be that difficult. Some people do 4 or 5 a day, right? It really depends how good you are in that field. You can easily make $1,000 in a weekend with this as a service. So the way you kind of want to learn more about being a notary is the National Notary Association. I have it linked in the description. It tells you all about how to get started. You can contact them, and they're definitely going to try to help you move forward along the process. Just be careful though, they're definitely going to try to sell you things. So do your research and see what you really need and not need, right? So in terms of the pros and cons, pros, great source of potential income, and you can scale it into a signing service and get notaries to actually work on your behalf. That's when you're in the winning spot, right? When you can get people to do the work for you. Now in terms of the cons, you must definitely pay for your notary license, your signing agent license, get insurance. Another cost is you're probably gonna have to get a dual tray printer, which is highly recommended. And then you're gonna potentially, have to spend money for traveling, gas, things like that. And you have to be aware that being a notary, you could potentially get sued if you do mess up, which is why you have insurance. So keep that in mind. But it's easy how you can monetize this. You get paid for your service. Key points is you're gonna have to really learn the craft, and then once you learn the craft, relationship build and look for escrow officers, real estate agents, and kind of build a relationship with them so they can feed you business. Now this sums up 7 best side hustles that you can do to make $1,000 in a weekend, and these are, in my opinion, some of the best side hustles you can do in general because it can be a great source of passive income. Now, with that being said, this is Empower Multimedia. We teach you about how to maximize your time in college, how to learn about entrepreneurship so maybe one day you can be your own boss. This is Carl. I'm signing off. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.